What are some reasons to not move to your country? Well, I'm Korean, and I can list a few reasons, terrible reasons below. Houses are ridiculously expensive. Edit: if you go there for a job, they will likely provide accommodations for you. It's hard to get a job without learning a form of Korean. It's always cloudy in the north part of our country. True romance is unlikely for foreigners. You won't be able to make many friends without already knowing someone. If you do not know Korean, most television channels will be useless. Manners are much different. And here are some good reasons. We have the fastest internet connection in the world. Very technologically advanced. You will never run out of exciting things to do. A lot of Chinese and Japanese people, meaning very good Japanese and Chinese food. Extremely good food and drinks. Asian countries are very close by, meaning imported items from parts of Asia are cheap. Very kind people. Jobs have good pay. Everything works in an organized fashion. You get packages quickly if you order. The crime rate is incredibly low. The nature is incredibly beautiful. Public transportation in Korea is world class. A lot of places are 24/7. Very clean place. Healthcare is not expensive at all. Getting your life together is very easy. Education rate is very high. Portugal here. Absurd taxation. When you consider the average income, gas prices, and the fact every single politician is a crook. Just yesterday, for example, we found out the mayor of Lisbon has been selling information to Putin and Maduro on their political opponents among the respective immigrant populations. Lovely. Romania for me. Just don't. The crime rate here is high. Even if in statistics it doesn't say so. You will get shanked, and you will get your tires stolen from your car. Most importantly though, jobs just don't pay enough. Power outages are common and unpredictable. Because our current provider was until very recently the only provider legally allowed to provide commercial power generation, because of monopolistic greed, they have relaxed the laws to allow others to generate power up to a certain amount, but it only took effect as of today, and there are still many obstacles before other suppliers are a reality. This is in South Africa, which has many reasons to visit as a tourist. Luckily not terribly many of which involve electricity. Russia. If you don't wanna live in big city, don't move to Russia. We don't have just small towns. We have only big cities, suburbs and a lot of half-dead villages. If you want live in small town with at least some kind of infrastructure, move everywhere but not in Russia. Sorry for my bad English. Yeah, I agree with you here. I lived in Chelyabinsk for 6 months. Spent a fair amount of time visiting nearby villages and campgrounds. But the one thing I really enjoyed about Russia other than big cities were the campgrounds. Decent structures and even clean water for swimming. Forests were under shade and left alone, and the people are really accommodating to foreigners there. Villages were cute in their own way. Farm animals are allowed to roam freely wherever they please. Damn geese and people took good care of what little they had. Country of residence. Massively successful COVID control measures which rely on shutdowns and lockdowns coupled with aggressive contact tracing and quarantining of F1s. To the point that entire apartment blocks housing hundreds to thousands of people will be locked in due to one positive case in the building. While helpful, this seems to be losing efficacy, and widespread vaccine availability seems quite a ways off now. Loads of people losing businesses. Loads of people losing money and jobs. And very little government support for that. Until vaccinations are available, this cycle of shutdown seems inevitable, and many industries here cannot support those constant interruptions. Sacrifice to stay healthy is critical, but it is getting rather painful now. I live in Belgium. You pay a lot of taxes. I live in Belgium. The state of the roads are poor. I live in Belgium. If you speak another language than the region speaks, you will get yelled at. I live in Belgium. It has a divisive political climate. I live in Belgium. It is hostile to immigrants. I live in Belgium. I love it. Wouldn't recommend it to others as their first choice of new country though. Reasons not to come to my country. If you're gay, it's still illegal to have sex here. The government says they don't actively enforce it, but that's subject to change. However, it's not illegal to be gay, but this is still a socially conservative country, so act accordingly. Hot as heck in the middle of the year and we are practically a concrete jungle, so the mercury will climb even further. Cars are ridiculously expensive, and you need a cert to own one which can cost as much as the car itself. Work-life balance mostly non-existent. Our coin cost 2.5 the dollar. We are burning resources triple the speed. Our idiotic president actually wants to go back to oil energy and shut down all the clean energy projects. Everyone is on the edge because you can die just because someone wanted your phone when you took it out to check the time. Actually, the government lately has outright lied to people's faces about some things. Think that blue painted wall is yellow. Okay, I trust you. And somehow people still believe them. Please, take my family and myself out of this sinking boat. High crime rates, low employment rates, ignorant government, ignorant people, ridiculous prices, terrible healthcare, 2 deadly mosquito transmitted diseases, plus everything else under the sun is trying to kill you. Brazilius goth, rebellious child. Free healthcare seems like a good idea if you are prone to mundane accidents. Then it works out great. You show up in the hospital and you're taken care of free of charge. If you have health issues that are a long-term deal, good ducking luck. Need a hip replacement. You're on a 1-2 year wait list. And with COVID going on, that list is being pushed back further and further, along with healthcare cuts constantly because someone is paying for it. Nothing is life is free. And if you don't shoveling snow with 3 weeks stretches of 40 Celsius, this isn't the place for you. Otherwise I like it here in Canada. Germany, every person has to pay a set amount of money, not correlating to how much you earn. Just about 20 for everyone every month. Not a tax. You have to pay it extra. It's called Rundfunkbeitrag Radio Loose translation. It's for funding official TV and radio stations. It's just few people watch those channels or listen to them. Edit. I have been informed that it's more people than I thought it was. I should correct myself. That few people in my age group watch it. The private channels aren't covered and still full of ads. It's like a Netflix subscription that you can't cancel. Reasoning behind it, well, you could watch it. I could have a child too. Can I get child support even if I don't have one? Just complaining and joking a little. Germany is absolutely fine. Edit. I do think the create an independent source of information is a good thing. What I dislike is the part where everyone is forced to pay the same amount, regardless of the circumstances they are in. 20 isn't a problem for me now, but it was when I was a student. That's the issue I have with it. Chile. Corrupt cops in 2019. We hate the president. There are Rinken in all the hidden areas and they are poisonous. Health is paid in addition to earthquakes and tremors. But the good is that there is good economy. A small house is not very expensive. Varied food. There is no exaggerated heat, but not very strong cold. Good internet. Very beautiful areas to visit. Great amount of flora and fauna. By law, houses are made to withstand earthquakes. Elder people come here on vacation. They see good weather, low prices, beautiful nature, friendly people. They decide to move in. They buy a house in a quiet village. Become a target for the local gypsy clan. Get constantly robbed, harassed. Police says they can't do anything about it. Foreigners pack what's left and go back to their country. Welcome to Bulgaria. Vietnam here. If you speak up for yourself or confront someone publicly, the chance of you getting shanked with a small scythe used for harvesting wheat is very high. It has happened terrifyingly often. Maybe they'll even use a knife. We don't have guns here, so we improvised. 2. It's dirty and polluted as shit. 3. Extremely conservative, so if you're a minority, doesn't matter which one, you be discriminated against on varying levels, excluding nations of course. For example, being black is considered dirty and ugly. Being gay automatically makes you a crazed rapist. 4. It's usually the old people that are conservative, but you have to shut up and listen to their bigotry or you'll be considered disrespectful garbage. 5. Sexual harassment happens often and women get blamed, slut shamed, harassed. Also, harassment is just boys being boys. 6. You might get drugged and sold to China. It happens and the kids even joke about it. 7. The academic pressure will literally kill you. Any news about a kid committing suicide because of academics will be labeled as the kid was weak-minded, and we have a tyranny on of studying hard, so you should be used to it. F-king fantastic. Isn't it? People are dying, and we say crap like that. 8. We eat dog meat. 9. Female rape survivors are blamed. Male rape survivors don't exist in this country's eyes. 10. Domestic abuse against your spouse. Kid is f-king legal, not legal like having a law, but just simply no one cares about you, and you'll be silenced by society. 11. We think Trump is a genus and Joe Biden is Trump, the real Trump. It's mostly due to the media warping our perception. 12. No one dares to speak up because of society, and society will shame you for it. 13. Murder on the regular. 14. Bullshit. Pretend progressive thinking. It's all lies. We say we are progressive so other countries want to cooperate with us. 15. People hate the government, but if there are protests like the US, you're going to jail. Han can't flashbacks anyone. 16. Traffic accidents are plentiful. Death everywhere. 17. Selling bleached seafood to resemble an exotic kind that exists is exposed on TV and subsequently Facebook Live straight up that you don't sell seafood again on TV and Facebook. 18. Boomers everywhere. 19. People are disgustingly nosy. 20. If you visit cities like Sagan or tourist destinations, then you will never know the truth. You might catch glimpses, but all of the things mentioned above, would you ever suspect such an ugly truth? Thankfully, only 0.1% of Vietnamese people know about Reddit, so I can have free speech. 21. Catcalling is okay. 22. Girls are considered inferior to boys, though we are moving away from that. Thank God. 23. Guys have to follow the stereotype or else auto-gay label. 24. Corruption galore. 25. Mental illness doesn't get treated, gets shamed, and the price for therapy is 2 organs. Please, I'm begging you, whatever you do, don't move here. The things people say about Vietnam on the internet and review sites are lying. Don't ever come here. People are immigrating to other countries at a rapid pace. There are more reasons, but these are the ones off the top of my head. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos.